Hello to you, it is Championdjk coming at you again with another video, and we've got an Auto World all release video. Yay, another one of these. And yes, finally I was able to acquire, well, my buddy Diecast got it for me. Come on, let's be honest, he helped me out. He does a lot. This guy right here, this Ultra Red. Fantastic. This was a complete a pain. Very much so a pain to get a hold of. And early releases of this were very, very expensive. And part of that may have been because I think this was the set that actually got recalled for whatever reason. Not sure on that. So it is possible that this may have been produced way after these. I don't know. We're going to find out when we eventually get to open it. So that's the mystery for the end of the video. I don't know if they had to go back into production or what. This ended up being a strange release that showed up and then disappeared and then showed up again. So, not sure if it was a packaging issue. Some people said it was a paint issue, like a toxicity issue. I'm not really sure. If the Auto World paint was toxic, this room that I'm in is deadly. All right, anyway. Let's just go through the set. We'll check it out. We will speculate. We will hypothesize, which I like to do. And then every once in a while, the guys from round two, particularly Mike Gruthis, will come in and comment and clear up some things or send me a message afterwards. And he watches my videos, and I'm thankful for that. Anyway, but I like to kind of do the sleuthing beforehand, so we don't always ask questions when I should maybe ask questions before shooting the video. All right, anywho and how, let's check out this set. This is Auto World 2023 Release 3. In 2023, were there four? Yeah, there were 4 releases in 2023. Release 4 I did a video on a while back, and that one was easy to get all of them, or at least easy for my buddy Dan to get all of them. But anyway, so this one was a little bit tough because it was a little weird. So this was, I believe, the debut of this 2021 Dodge Charger SRT Hellcat Redeye car in white. Pretty nifty. And I'm not going to complain about the headlight details this time around, except for just that one little mention there. Really cool license plate on the back, Texas Redeye. Got some details on the back. I mean, anything you look up this close isn't going to look that high res. A little fuzzy there. We've got, all metal body, metal base. Auto World, if you're not familiar with Auto World, they typically all have an opening hood. At least the vast majority of them have a opening hood feature with a detailed engine inside. They try to make things accurate to the year and spec and all that stuff. And it's a brand I absolutely love, hence why we do full series videos on them. So if you're not familiar with my channel, check out the Auto World playlist, okay? It's vast. Lots of stuff to look at. So this is version A, and then this was version B, and this is how we do these. Version A is version B. This one doesn't really want to roll all that well. I haven't touched these cars in a while, but my fingerprints from the last time I touched them are still on there. We need to wipe those off and then add more. I don't know why I'm doing that now. All right. Again, SRT Hellcat. This one so the first one was white knuckle. This one is octane red poly. Very deep, kind of maroon red, deep red color. Looks really nice. Weirdly, Auto World is putting out another 3-car release, and this car is basically in it just as you see it here. I think there are some slight differences, but they are putting out a 3-car release that's like a muscle car release, modern muscle, and this car's in it. So you will, if you haven't found this, you're going to get a chance to get something very, very close to it. I'm not sure what the differences are. I think actually this one's got a gloss top instead of a matte finish, and I'm not sure if there's a difference in this one. Kind of odd that they're doing that, but they're doing that. So that's version A and version B. And then here is our Ultra Red. Now, I will tell you this. The Ultra Red paint has changed over the years and has been different from release to release almost. Now, early Ultra Red paint was different from what this looks like, and there was some stuff in between. But, however, now I thought the Ultra Red paint on this particular release was quite nice looking. And on maybe the release after it, but this one in particular seems to have a lot of metal flake going on, and it looks pretty good. I actually really liked this particular release for the Ultra Red color of paint. So on this, by the way, the Ultra Red traits that we are looking for, we have a chrome interior, white tires, chrome wheels, and Ultra Red body, of course. And I don't think that there's anything special about what's under the hood in comparison. The other thing weird about this particular release, and you can tell it, actually, I can't get the hood open on this. We'll try it on a different one. And you can tell from back there. So the cars actually go off of the version B traits, which is not as common as going off of version A. Typically, when you get an Ultra Red, it's version A. Man, these things just fingerprint up. So there you go. That's your little Ultra Red education. Doesn't matter what card you find it on. Just for example, back here, this Golf thing could have been found on either card. That's why you can see it on version A there. The card doesn't match the car. Yada yada. All right. So that is the first car in the release. We got version A, version B, and then of course the Ultra Red. All right, the second one in the release, and this was kind of this was basically a muscle car dominant release, or modern car dominant release, which was a little odd in and of itself, you know, because normally Auto World does a lot of classic vehicles. I'm completely rambling. All right, so 2021 Ford Mustang Shelby GT500 carbon fiber track pack. This one in grabber yellow with a stripe up top. Looking pretty cool. You got the carbon fiber details on the wing, which is neat. My fingerprints all over it, which is not so neat. We got Florida plate. I think that's supposed to say 768 horsepower. Something like that. Snake up front. Rolls real nice. Of course, metal on metal. That's your version A in grabber yellow. And then we got version B in Halloween edition. The Twister orange with the black stripe. And again, both of these colors of car, I believe, are being essentially re-released in a 3-car set with some variation. I think they may not have the black stripe on the top. So look out for those. That's going to be a little bit interesting. But there's a pic of the motor on the inside. A pic. Well, there's video there for you of the motor. Looks pretty nice. And then, of course, we got the Ultra Red. And, yeah, let's look at the plate. Looks a little bit better on this one. Is it 768 or 766 or 760? Not sure. All right, there's that. And then here is the Ultra Red. So, again, we've got Ultra Red body. We've got a chrome interior, chrome wheels, white tires. And those are our traits. We're going to try to get the hood open on this one. And nothing under the hood to look at, really. So there's that. Oddly, too, like, so this again, this set has kind of reappeared. So in your targets is where I've been seeing some of these hanging. And I actually saw some hanging recently. So that is kind of interesting to see that out so late. So that's your Ultra Red. This is your car number 2. And then last, for this half of the set, we have this 2022 Chevy Camaro ZL1, and this particular one is in Wild Cherry, which is another deep red color. So you can kind of see the theme of this set, right? You got the Dodge, you got the Ford, you got the Chevy, right, for the first 3. And I don't think this one... No, this is not the one that's getting released again. I don't think this one is getting released again, which is probably a good thing because this one has been kind of a peg warmer. If we're honest, which we are. There's a little shot of the motor. in there, looking pretty good. Hood shuts real tight. You got a plastic wing up here. That's another separate piece. And this one looks pretty good in version A. Version B, I think, looks a little bit better, though. This one is in rapid blue. Again, it rolls. You've got metal body, metal base. This one got a little bit, when they tried to rivet it in, something went awry there. And the base is sitting on a little funny now that I notice it. Maybe it's a good thing this thing is a little bit of a peg warmer, because I know that there's some of these hanging in my targets. And maybe I need to get a little replacement for this car. It does seem the base is on a little bit awkwardly. But there's that in blue. And then we have an ultra red. In ultra red. With chrome rims, white tires, chrome interior. And we've already been over everything else, right? New one, Illinois plate. These both have the same plate. So not much you can tell the difference, but of course it would be version B traits. So nice looking ultra red again. The paint on these in this particular set of ultra reds is something a little bit different. It's a little different. And I think that's kind of cool. I like that there's a little bit of inconsistency, actually, which they probably don't like, and I know they don't like it. They're trying to get the Ultra Reds back to the old days, what exactly the red color looked like, and I understand why. That's a brand thing, but I kind of like the variation, a little bit of a variation. From release to release. What do you guys think of if they did like Walmart exclusives that were Ultra Blues? Wouldn't that be weird? Random thought. All right. I actually wouldn't mind it. I just, this is the only brand I actually collect chases from. So that's saying something. All right. Let's open the hood right away on this one. This is our Dodge Challenger SRT Super Stock 2021 flavor in cinnamon stick. Not cinnamon stick, but cinnamon stick with an S. S-I-N, because it's sinful. Because it's a demon of sorts. Anyway, this is a really cool color for this car. And this one, I believe, is one of the ones that's getting re-released-ish. I don't know exactly. There's going to be some sort of variation, some sort of difference. I know it's got a tan interior. That's the one thing. The interior colors are going to be different. So I think they all have tan interiors in the weird release. So I'm going to get it. It's definitely going to be something to talk about. Of course, I'm going to get it. I'm completely complete with Auto World when it comes to regular releases. Actually, including Ultra Reds, all the way through the recent release. I haven't opened yet, but the recent release with, any like store release, maybe except for that Mossy Oak Trucks release, whatever. I have all of the Ultra Reds now. All of them. That was the last one I needed. All right. And that's a pretty cool feat. Someday we'll do an Ultra Red video and we'll check out a lot of that. All right. And then the other one was just pretty awesome. This one in pitch black. So this is a gloss black and with these wheels, and it just looks good. There are some versions of this Challenger that look absolutely amazing. And both of these were kind of stars of this release to me. And I don't think these hung around the pegs at all. These probably, out of the Corvette, obviously the Gulf Corvette, anything Gulf sells like crazy. Those went hard to find, whatever. These were getting picked up for sure, and for good reason. They're really good looking, really good looking. All right, and then we have the Ultra Red, of course. That beautiful ultra red paint that I'm really digging. And then we've got the chrome interior, of course, chrome rims, and white tires. Looking pretty snazzy. All right, so we're liking that. This is my favorite vehicle in the release. And that's saying a lot for the color wheel combo, because normally I'm not a big Modern Muscle, well, but we're comparing it against Modern Muscle too, but I'm not a huge, Dodge Challenger, Dodge Demon, whatever, fan. So the next in the set would be number 5, which would be the Corvette. But we're going to save that for last because we got to open those, and they're a nice little backdrop right now. So we'll move on to the 2023 Nissan Z. And this was the first store release of this casting or this tooling. They did do an AutoWorld.com exclusive version of this casting, I guess technically first. That came out, I believe it came out before this release. Maybe it came out around the same time, whatever. They were doing that for new toolings, which I thought was a really cool idea. But anyhow, so this was the first store release of this casting, and I think they did a really good job on it. My only gripe again, and I said I wasn't going to complain about it, but it is the headlight details. I do really wish that they would do something about that. And actually, to be honest, the last time I mentioned that in a video, I did get a message saying, you know, thanks for the criticism. It's been something I've been trying to do, yada, yada. So, and that's how I know, like, you know, you gotta say your mind with these things. Constructive criticism is good. Like, you guys know, I love the brand regardless. I just think that doing some headlights up that looked a little bit better, I think would really kind of bring these things over the top. For me, anyway. You know, some of you might not care. Back looks pretty good. Really good. I mean, you could argue a little bit more detail in there. Now, I don't know exactly how these are made, but if you put the Nissan in there somehow or got some sort of semblance of it, I think it would look pretty cool. But all in all, this looks really good. It's a good version of the car. Again, it's like heavy. It feels good. This particular one is in Syrian blue and super black, this being the super black part. And it looks really good in blue. It also looks pretty darn good in the yellow color, which is kind of the original color, the Ikazuki yellow and super black. With the kind of gold, bronzy kind of looking rims, which I think look pretty awesome. So, it's cool. It's really cool. And again, modern cars. This whole release, modern cars, which is an odd one for Auto World. And then we got this guy. And by the way, you can see these Nissan Zs have been popping up now in my Target. So if you want these, you can get them. Should be able to find them. Even though these have been out for quite a while. All right. Lastly, the Ultra Red. And, of course, we got the red body thing, the chrome stuff, and the white tires. And this beautiful, beautiful Ultra Red paint. All right. So, it's time. We're going to open up, and actually what we should do. So, production date codes on these. Now, I'm going to teach you a little bit about Auto World in this. Now, you can tell exactly when these things were produced. They have an actual stamp date, or at least like the week that they were produced in, we'll just say. So, 5/24/2023, 2 days after my birthday in 2023, when I was 1 year younger. Then it also has the kind of the licensing information, yada, yada, yada. And then we've got a tooling number right there that tells you the tooling number of the car, which, you know, some people don't care about. I think it's kind of neat because it tells you, you know, what tooling number it is. You can, if it was tooling number 1, you know, it's been around a lot longer than tooling number 71, for example. But the big thing is these were manufactured 5/24/23, and my guess is every single car on the bottom here is going to have that same date because that was the production that was run. So, and I'm just kind of spot checking here. We're not going to look at all of them, but yeah, I'm seeing 5/24/23. It says 5/24/21. It's probably supposed to say 3. It's just in a dot there. That would be odd. Let's check another one. Yeah, 23. Okay, there we go. All right. Anyway, that's what we're going to expect to see. We should see it on these two because I got these in the same case as the regular models. But the Ultra Red, I'm curious to see if it's going to be different. So let's start with A. This is a 2022 Chevy Corvette in ceramic matrix gray. Kind of a cool color, actually. It's an odd one. It's like it's a white, but it's not white. It's a gray, but it's such a light gray. It's a weird color, and I like it. I like the weirdness of the color. So this does have an opening engine compartment, if you're not familiar with this casting, and we've got some detail in there. This one is particularly thickly painted. They're not all quite like that. Some of them look a lot better. This one just has quite a thick amount of paint on the back. We've got C8LT2 Texas plate again. Another Texas plate. Again, I mean, you got some semblance of sort of detail up there for the headlight. But I guess my argument is, if you can print that, can we print that? You know, just at least get it like Matchbox. I said I wasn't going to complain about this today, but here we are. Here we are. I complain about the dot matrix tampos on Hot Wheels all the time, so I guess, you know, we'll just keep mentioning it until something happens, maybe. It does have, like, the illusion of having a disc brake in there, which you kind of see on these black wheels. You can really see it on the chrome ones when we get to that. So that's kind of neat. And all in all, kind of a cool Auto World piece. They came up with this car, like, right after the C8 came out, so they were one of the first to market with a 1/64 scale C8. So that was really cool to see that they like kind of got on the cutting edge of it. They did that with this Nissan Z too, which is not a common thing for Auto World to do. So pretty neat to see. Again, so 2022 Chevy Corvette. This one in light blue, orange stripes, Golf livery. They do have the Golf license, the Auto World, or the Round 2. So you do see Golf pop up quite a bit in both Johnny Lightning and occasionally in Auto World. So for you Golf fans, and I know there are people that just love to collect this stuff, and, you know, honestly, I used to be one of them until it got crazy overwhelming. We'll really dig this one. And that's why this one doesn't hang out on the pegs. It's not because it's a C8, it's because it's got Golf livery on it. And still, to this day, anything with Golf livery on it, it sells, okay? It just does. So you got engine detail in there. It looks pretty globby in this one, too. Again, production date, we got the 5/24/23 tooling number, in case you guys care, 57. And Goodyear tires, you know, it looks pretty good. Quite a difference between version A and version B. But the thing I'm curious about, and this took forever to get, so stoked when finally was able to acquire one. And I've been very fortunate. I mean, I do work for it. I've got a buddy, you know, kind of gets me all these Ultra Reds. He pays me for my time and efforts, and I appreciate that. And we just open these suckers on. He waits for good deals. He's patient, though, too, like me. So, and there you are. So, what do we want to look at? Well, version B, obviously, right? Golf. There is no version of this with that. It's got the chrome rims. You can really see those illusion of a disc brake, which is really just part of the rim. It rotates with it. But it's a nice, inexpensive way for them to do that and kind of include disc brakes. So chrome interior, of course. What I'm really curious about is the date. And you know what? The date is 5/24/23. Interesting. Because I was guessing that this would have came out with the recent stuff, but maybe these things were recalled and just came right back out with no changes made to them. Which might have meant it was something in the packaging. And I don't mean the packaging is in this packaging. I mean the actual case boxes that it came in. Because that is very possible. But that is your 2023 release 3 from Auto World. And what do you think about it? Which one's your favorite? I already told you which one's my favorite. I like the Challengers. I think those things look very cool in both colors. That cinnamon color and the pitch black. Fantastic. Just looks really good. So, loving both of those. You know, the other cars aren't bad either. It's just, you know, modern cars, Auto World, you know, not really their forte. But I will say, It's a pretty sick release, actually. All right, so I'm going to go put them in my display. Thank you guys very much for watching. Lengthy Auto World video. I know I rambled on a lot, but hopefully you enjoyed some of the little anecdotal content or comments regarding certain things with the brand. And yeah, check out the Auto World playlists. Lots of content. And you guys have a great day. Thank you very much.